Good morning, everyone. I'm like, I don't know what's with me today, but my hair is driving me crazy. Like I can't get it to fall where I want it to. It's really annoying me. And that's the energy today. Annoyance to the nth degree. We have a lunar eclipse today. If you have not watched the energy update for the lunar eclipse in Cancer that we're having today and the Saturn and Pluto conjunction that's happening on Sunday, go check that out. I'll actually put the link, I'll probably put the link in like a comment of this video, as well as the link to register for the meditation on Sunday. I have a feeling that we all sort of need it right now. Like we all need the meditation. If you didn't pre-order the workshop in December, or if you did pre-order, I'm sorry, we'll do it this way. If you did pre-order the workshop that we did last weekend in December, you're already registered for the meditation this weekend, so you don't have to do anything else. If you have a question, if you're not sure if you're already registered for it, email me, let me and find out. I'll be sending out an email probably tomorrow to everybody who pre-registered for the workshop or for the meditation in the workshop. So you guys have the link for the meditation on Sunday. For those of you who did not pre-register for the workshop in December, you'll have to go to my website, fearlessintuition.net, to register for the meditation on Sunday. We are going to be releasing. This is all of the meditations in January are linked. Basically, it's all based on the present moment workshop that we did the first weekend in January. If you didn't get a chance to see that workshop, you can get the replay on my website as well, fearlessintuition.net. All of that information is in the description box below. But the meditation is going to be about releasing, like we're going to be release on Sunday. So if you're really having a hard time in this energy, I'm going to highly recommend, it's only $5. You get a recorded version if you cannot show up for the live. It's 8 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. But yeah, this has really like saved a lot of people during these energies. So if you are somebody that just can't seem to get grounded, can't seem to clear your mind, can't seem to find any clarity, can't seem to release things, this workshop is for you. I will highly recommend it for you. I also forget to mention that Uranus is going direct today. I don't know why. Like, I even reminded myself last night to put it in the daily update. If you guys are missing the daily update in the community tab on Instagram and Twitter, I'm putting up chart energies. I'm putting up a card of the day. Please follow me or check the community tab. And I'm doing that every day, whether there's a daily reading or not. I've really enjoyed it. And a lot of the reasons why I'm doing that is because like my Twitter family is completely separate than my YouTube family. So I want to bring everybody in together. Thank you very much, all of my 11th house energy in my natal chart. Like I'm the person that like wants to bring all of my different groups. I want to bring them all together into like one energy. So, and that's like all over my natal chart. So yeah. Anyway, so Uranus is going direct today as well with that solar eclipse. And with the Uranus direct, Uranus is in Taurus. Uranus direct means every single planet is moving forward. The next retrograde we will have is in February with Mercury Retrograde. It starts on February 16th. We have a shadow period for the 2 weeks before. So like February 1st, we sort of go into shadow, or we start to go into shadow with Mercury Retrograde. We will talk about those energies when we get to them. There's enough going on today that we don't need to talk about the next retrograde yet. But yeah, so Uranus goes direct in Taurus. What does this mean? Well, with everything else going on, and all of the planets are direct right now, all of them are, nothing is in retrograde. It's really all systems go. We're literally jumping into a new portal. And today's like the opening of it. Or even, I would actually even say the new moon. When we had the solar eclipse in Capricorn with the new moon in December, on December 20, on Christmas Day, when we had that, that was really the portal opening to like this whole new existence, this whole new life. In January, we've already seen the world turn upside down. And Uranus in Taurus is going to break down a lot of structures. Uranus in Taurus, because Taurus is about the structures. Taurus is about, it's the Hierophant, right? It's the hierarchy. It's the institution. It's the government. It's the man. And I'm not saying that that's how Tauruses are. I know a lot of Tauruses that don't subscribe to that belief system, but that's really what Taurus represents. It's, you know, the higher learning and the government and the money and the status and like all of that, right? And with Uranus in it, you know, when it moved into it last year, it moved into it in 2018, but then went retrograde and then came back into it in 2019. But we've already started seeing how, like, hell no, we won't go, right? I mean, like, there's this uprising that's already happening, and it's happening worldwide, but you can probably already see it kind of like trickling down into you as well. If you'd like to see how the transits are helping you or what you can do to maneuver the transits for you, I am doing astrology readings now. I have micro readings available where it's just like the basics. And then I have a full reading, or I even have synastry readings I'm doing too. It takes about 2 to 3 weeks to get your reading though, because I did not realize how popular they were going to be. They are at a really decent price though, because I wanted it to be accessible to everybody. I know some astrologers have pretty high price ranges and they all deserve that. Like everybody is like, why are you not charging more? I'm just not, like, I don't really even have an excuse for it. Like there's no reason. I don't feel like I need to explain why. I just want to be able to give it to everybody. So check that out if you would like to get your personal chart read. Especially if it's like your birthday time and you want to see what your solar return year will look like. Speaking of birthdays, Capricorn birthday specials are still available. $50 for 30 minutes, $100 for an hour, which is like the cheapest you're going to get for either times. And I do have regular readings, 30-minute readings available, times available. We're scheduling like the last 2 weeks of January right now. Everybody has been filling up pretty quickly, and I'm having to be very patient with my energy because I'm just coming off of a sickness, which I feel so much better today. But so yeah, I do have a new assistant. Her name is Jesselyn. Some of you have already had contact with her. She's amazing. She's an aspiring business one. Like she wants to own her own business. She's written and published books. She has a book on Amazon right now. And she's fantastic. She's kept me really organized like since Thanksgiving. Or actually it was like the first week in December when I needed it the most. She like showed up. There she was. So and she also does tarot readings as well. So check her out on Instagram and Twitter. Her handle is @SaiMecca, SAIMECCA. If you want to start following her on Twitter. On Instagram, I don't remember her handle on Instagram. I'll have to find out. Or maybe I'm sure she'll jump in on a comment and leave that. So I'll just have Jess leave her information in a comment below. But yeah, so she does tarot readings as well, and she's good. Like that was one of our first contacts that we had with each other. I asked her for a tarot reading. I was actually just like sending a donation to her, and she gave me a tarot reading, and it was spot on. So she's pretty fantastic. So we are using the Golden Universal Tarot for the energies today. Everybody always asks me what cards I'm using, and I always forget to mention them. So okay. So some of us are feeling like it feels like there is an energy balance. It feels like, oh, there's a warning coming up on my computer. Hold on one second. I hope I don't lose this. Hold on one second. It was, my cord came unplugged. I was like, what the hell? Why is it dying? My computer was dying. And there was this big warning that popped up. Anyway, so I feel like some of you are in the healing stages after a really, really rough time. Like you're almost in the recovery of it. It feels like things are starting to get balanced. You're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and it still feels a little bit heavy. Like there's still sort of this pressure that you're feeling, but it's being alleviated by the recognition. Like you have clear eyes. Your eyes are a little bit more open. It seems a little bit cleaner, you know? So I have the Star, and I have the King of Swords, and I have the Ten of Wands. For some of you, you're in a relationship or you're dealing with an Aquarius that feels like a really big burden, or it feels like somebody is a really big burden in your life. And it's almost as if at one point you thought that this was destiny. You thought this was meant to be, and now you're having to walk away from it. You're recognizing that it's too much. You can't do it anymore. For some of you, you're realizing that in order to have your dreams in your life, you have to walk away from someone because they've become a burden, or it's like overburdening, or very anxiety ridden, extremely. And it's really interesting because I mean, the energy that we're going through right now, all of the stuff that's happening in the skies is literally setting you up in order to release things that are no longer serving you. You have a perfect opportunity right now to release everything that's karmic, everything that's toxic, all of the bad patterns, all of the bad belief systems, everything that you used to believe about yourself and your life and the way that it was supposed to look before you realize, oh, wow, that was also, it was also padded. Like it was also sheltered. And also you were dreaming small, you know? It's almost as if you kept yourself small and dreaming small because you didn't want to, leave this person behind, or you didn't want to leave somebody behind, and now it's become a burden. And you're recognizing that the longer you wait, or the longer that you continue to kid yourself into thinking that you need to stay in this, the more anxious you get. That Eight of Cups is clearly saying you have something that you need to walk away from. And the Knight of Swords is saying the more you sit in this energy and the more you allow yourself to be burdened by it, the more anxiety you're going to have. And if you're going to look at me and be like, Betsy, but I don't know how to walk away, I'm going to tell you that I have 2 workshops that were purposefully made for you to find that peaceful existence within yourself, where you respect yourself enough to know that you can no longer hold on to situations that don't serve you. We don't have time for that in 2020. We don't have time to create illusions based on the potential of people. Just because somebody may or may not have really great potential in the future does not mean that they are right for you now. And the people, and let me clarify that. The people that want to work on themselves, the people that are actively growing and actively evolving, they may not be at like where you are right now, but the ones that want to grow and evolve and be with you on the journey, that's different. That I'm not talking about those people. Those people are good. If you're in a relationship and you guys are having issues right now, or you're having problems right now because you're both on different kinds of levels, but because one of you is just like a little bit further along in your journey than the other person is, and the other person just, has some things they got to do to keep up. I'm not saying like wash everybody in your life who's not at your level. I'm not saying that at all. 100%. Do not do that. Because there are some good people that are just taking a little bit longer to get there. This energy is going to help shove a few people along. I'm talking about those people that you're holding on to that you know it's been over for a long time. You know the relationship is over. You know the situation is over. Maybe this is a work thing. Maybe you're realizing that you've been at the wrong job for way too long. And now it's to the point of, because here's the thing is like we stay in places for so long that we get to that point where it's like, I've stayed here for so long, I don't even know how to change it. Then you feel like trapped and you feel boxed in because you've been doing one thing for so long that now you're just like, I don't even know what I would do to try and change it. So let's clarify. Let's see what this star is, because I feel like for a lot of you, you know what you're supposed to be doing. You know what your destiny is. You know what your fate is. You know where you're being called. Others of you, this is healing. The star is about healing, right? Okay, so we have a fire sign now, the King of Wands on the star. So for some of you, so what I'm actually hearing is this is for some of you who are currently in a relationship, or yeah, it's like a long term, like you've been in it for a really long time and you've worked on it for a really long time. For some of you, you're in a relationship and you know that there's actually somebody else out there for you. And you may not know exactly who that person is. Most of you probably don't. Most of you think you do, but you actually don't. But there's actually another person out there for you, and you've been holding yourself back because there's that fear of, but I don't want to be alone. I don't want to, and you have to heal that. You have to heal that feeling of, I don't want to be alone. Because a lot of times we stay in relationships to be comfortable or to not be alone. And it's not that you necessarily love the person, or it's not that you necessarily have passion for that person. Maybe you guys are just now like living a life that's like brother and sister or roommates or something like that. You know what I mean? And you know that there's somebody else out there for you. So let's see what the King of Swords is. This could also be like an authority figure or like your boss or something like that if we're looking at work stuff. But there is a situation that you've been in for far too long. There's something that you've been doing, and it's almost as if there are two sides to it. Oh, yeah. And you're not entirely sure, and this is a lot for the people that are in relationships for sure. Like you don't know what to do with one thing, even though you realize that another thing is totally for you. Whether that's a job, whether that is a relationship, whether it's a friendship, a partnership, like whatever, right? There's a decision that you need to make, and there are two different people that are involved. Maybe you're one of them, but there are definitely two people involved. There's the Two of Swords on the King of Swords. It's like you're not really seeing everything clearly with the King of Swords. Whether this is you not seeing everything clearly, or whether this is the Aquarius that's not seeing everything clearly, but there's a situation, or there's a decision that something needs to be, I don't want to say that something needs to be addressed. A decision needs to be made. And I feel like the decision is stay or go. With this Eight of Cups down here, the decision that needs to be made is, do I stay or do I go? And the burden, okay. Yeah, and that's the thing, it's the security, it's the safety. This reading isn't for everybody, and I'm recognizing that this could be a very specific situation for a couple of people out there. But the Ten of Pentacles on the Ten of Wands. And here's the thing, you guys, is we're not playing the hustle game. If you have to hustle yourself to make money to live your life in 2020, you need to start getting rid of the things in your life that that are stressing you out, that you have to pay for. Like, start downsizing. Because and the reason why I'm saying that is because I want you to get to a place where you're comfortable, And if you're living above your means, or if you're living beyond your means right now, you're not comfortable. And you can't manifest anything else if you're not comfortable. Mark my words, prove me wrong. It's like, that's not even a debate. I mean, sure, you can manifest new things in your life by hustling, but do you ever really appreciate it? Or do you ever really enjoy it? Enjoy those things? Or do you just get them, or you get it, and you stress out about having to keep it up, you know, the whole upkeep of it all. Do you stress out about it? And then you're so stressed out about it, you got to go get something else to make you feel better. And then you stress out about that, and so on and so forth as the ball rolls, right? The burden has become what you thought your life was supposed to look like and who was supposed to be in it. And this energy is telling you, I tweeted yesterday that I love when the universe proves me wrong. I love when the universe proves me wrong, because I will have my mind set on doing one particular thing or having one particular thing in my life. And when I don't get it, or I get something else instead in place of it, and it's so much better. But yesterday, the way that the universe proved me wrong is there was something that came up recently in the last couple of weeks that I had to deal with. And it's a part of this karma, this pattern, this karmic pattern that I've had probably my entire life. And I've gotten better at it and better at it and better at it. And then the last couple of weeks, or it was actually right before the first of the year, it was before Christmas and all of that. So I've known about it for a while, but like the deadline was approaching, right? And yesterday I was like, all right, I'm just going to, buckle up. I'm just going to like ground myself. I'm going to take care of this business. I'm going to do it with love. There's no bitterness here. There's no anger towards this at all. And there wasn't. And there didn't need to be. And I took care of it and I handled it. And I was so proud of myself. And everything turned out in my favor because of the way, instead of like ignoring the whole situation and trying to go around it, which I did a lot, especially in the beginning of my spiritual journey, where I was like, no, I can't deal. So I like ran away from everything. And there comes a time where when you run away from everything, you go through your spiritual awakening and you run away from everything, it catches up to you. And this is the kind of energy that all of that stuff will catch up to you, whether it's from your awakening or just from your past, man. And when you allow yourself to see that the way you the way you thought life was supposed to be at one particular time is not supposed to look like that anymore. And maybe it's not supposed to look like anybody else's life either. And so you release. 8 of Cups. You allow yourself to emotionally release all of the baggage and you walk away. And you allow yourself, now we have a third king involved. And here's what I find very interesting about these kings is all of this energy is really, really, really digging deep to the patriarchy. And I am not a man basher. I am not a feminist. I stand up for all humankind. Okay. I don't subscribe to anybody else's belief system but my own. Me and my God have a belief system, and that's what I subscribe to. And it changes on a daily. My subscribed belief system is never the same on a day-to-day basis. All right. So when I say that there's a breakdown of the patriarchy, I'm talking about the societal standards that we were all programmed to believe as children and as young adults, and as we got older and older and older, of the way everything was supposed to look, right? And we're not, how do I put this? The generations that are becoming adults right now are no longer putting up with the bullshit. And really, they're the ones that we should be listening to. And it's really sad because a lot of the generations, like the kids in their 20s, the kids in their 30s right now, are having to reprogram Gen X and after that, and the boomers, and like all of that, right? Because we subscribed ourselves to it. And it's a process. and we're having to do it. And so it's like step by step by step by step. And so we have the King of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. After you can find out why money traumatizes you, why success traumatizes you, why love traumatizes you, you know, what is it about you? Once you recognize what it is about you that creates that fight or flight, that creates that anxiety, that makes your mind go boom, 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 over and over and over again. And this is something that we talked about in the workshop that I did last Sunday. And if you didn't get a chance to have the workshop and your mind is full of chaos right now, I'm going to highly recommend. It is cheaper than a reading. It is only $44. And you get all of my knowledge. And it is proven to work because I'm sitting here in front of you. Because everything that I teach, I walk the walk as well. In fact, I don't teach it until after I have mastered it. And then sometimes right before I have to teach it, I have to master it again. And that's a story I actually tell in the workshop. But now with this Knight of Pentacles, we're creating that stability after walking away from it. And this Nine of Swords can go away. Because the Knight of Pentacles is saying, now we're going to do this methodically and analytically. We're going to be very discerning. And when it's time for us to make decisions, we'll be able to do this. I love that the card of the day came out. The Seven of Pentacles. This was the card of the day. It's on Instagram, it's on Twitter, and it is on the community tab. The Seven of Pentacles on the Nine of Swords. I get it, you guys. I know that you're stressed out about, man, I planted so many seeds in 2019 and I did all of the meditations and I do yoga and I breathe and I'm vegan and I'm doing all the stuff, right? Why is this not working? Why am I not manifesting? Why can't I become calm? Why? Well, why? Because you keep asking yourself why it's not happening. But I'm doing all of the things. You know what you're not doing? Letting go. You're not releasing. You're not having faith. You're not trusting that all of those pentacles that you planted, all of those seeds that you planted, you're too focused on what it is that hasn't happened for you yet to realize all of the things that have happened, all of the things that have changed your life. Because I guarantee you're a different person than you were last year at this time. You're in a different place. You're with different people. And if you're not, and if you're in the same spot and you're doing the hamster wheel and you're hustling and you can't figure out why things aren't working and you're in the same spot you were in last year, it's time to change some things. And this energy is going to put pressure on you to do that. So, if you need a little bit of assistance during this time, watch my workshop. It's cheaper than a reading. Watch the meditations or come to the meditations. You'll get a recording of that. That's only $5 to register. I do have reading times open. If you want to figure out what's going on in your chart, I'm available for that as well. The biggest thing right now, you guys, is don't allow yourself to spiral into the negative. When the negative self-talk starts happening, when this Nine of Swords starts, the ego rears up and starts telling you all of the reasons why things aren't working for you, and it's all negative. Like, you're not good enough, you didn't work hard enough, you didn't do this, you need to do this, you need to do that, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. When that starts to rear its ugly head, you have to stop. You have to stop. And you have to allow yourself and ask yourself, is this real? Or am I just lying to myself because I'm scared? Or I'm worried? Or I don't trust and have faith? Ask yourself those things. And rely on your friends. I've got 3 very strong energies here. So if you have people that have your back, I have a whole team of people that I can text or call on or go onto Twitter or whatever at a moment's notice. They may not be here physically with me, but I know that at any moment in time, if I need something, somebody's got my back. And so I really want you to make sure that you are reaching out. Reach out to your strong friends too. If you haven't heard from your strong friends in a while, I guarantee you that they may need a little, it's going to be okay. I've had a lot of people ask me where the January readings are. And I think I am going to do them. I was almost going to be reserved to not do them. I will be doing them after Sunday. I need to make sure that my energy is good to go after Sunday. I'm not trying to fearmonger anybody into anything, but I know that I need to manage my energy in the best way possible. So I'm not trying to like scare anybody by the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. I'm sure everybody's scared enough as it is. So I will do an update on when, I think what I'm going to do with the January readings is do it by element. So I'm going to do like all of the earth signs in a video, and I'll do all the water signs in a video, and then all the air signs in a video. I even thought about doing that in like a live forum as well. So we'll see. If I do decide to do that, it will be like in the next week. So just thank you for your patience, for all of you, for your patience. I really appreciate it. And yeah, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And if you need anything, I'm available. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.